Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for August 11th. Looking at the US-Japanese pair, I'm looking for this particular pair to be within a range of 110.70 and on the lower side 109.25. I'm looking for resistance to come into this market at 111.07, right around the 111 mark, and for support looking at 109.40. So that's what I'm looking for on this pair. It did close down for this session after gapping up 10 pips, but I believe this pair is moving higher and the bias is definitely to the upside. Now taking a look over at the Euro USD, man, this pair gapped down on the open. It was, I believe, around an 89 pip gap. I know there are those of you that watch for those, and like I said yesterday, there's an 89.1% chance that it would retrace. This played out, and it did retrace. Now I'm looking for this pair to move lower. The bias is to the downside. Looking for the range to be 1.5118 on the high side. On the low side, I'm looking at 148.39. Now, as far as support and resistance, looking for support to come in pretty much at the same level at the 1.4830 level. As far as resistance goes, though, I am looking a little bit higher at 151.73. Now, looking over at the pound, we have this particular pair also gapped down on the open. It was almost as big of a gap as the euro. It gapped 82 pips from Friday's close. I'm looking for the range to be between 1.9291 on the high side and on the low side 1.9020. As far as support and resistance, really looking for some resistance to come into this market at 1.9200, and that's just about here. Not exactly a straight line. Nonetheless, looking for support to come in at 1.9000. I believe we'll see that if it goes lower. Now looking at the Swiss, this pair pushed higher to close higher for this session. It gapped up as well, not quite as much as the rest of them. This one gapped up 49 pips. It did retrace, but closed up for the session. Now I'm looking for this session to be between 1.0916 and on the lower side looking at 1.0711. Now as far as our support and resistance goes, looking pretty much at the same level for support around the 1.0717 level, and as far as resistance goes, pretty much the same here as well at the 1.0920 level. And this pair is moving higher. The bias is to the upside, so we should see it push higher over this next session. As far as news announcements, we had the pound's trade balance for June came out, and it was worse than expected, but didn't appear to influence the market too much. Now, during this next session, we have the pound releasing their CPI for July, and it's being released at 4:30 a.m. The consensus is that the CPI has dropped month to month, but it's higher year to date. Year to date, I think their inflation is moving higher. The U.S. has their trade balance for June at 8:30 a.m. This is definitely one that will move the market, so make sure that you tune in at 8:30 a.m. That's Eastern Time tomorrow. And the consensus is that the trade balance deficit, the trade deficit has increased. So we also have the Japanese releasing their gross domestic product, and they're also releasing their trade balance for June at 7:50 p.m. The consensus on the trade balance is that their trade surplus has dropped, which, if that's the case, that can't be good for the yen. So make sure that you keep an eye on that, and that's at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So until tomorrow, good trading.